Hi, my name is Aaron J. Marks. You can find out more about me at aaronjmarks.com. I'm a visionary purpose coach and a metaphysical leadership mentor. To my knowledge, I'm the only one in human history who's claimed either of those titles, and those that know me well tell me they couldn't imagine better ones for me. For as long as I can remember, I felt like my mind has worked just a little differently than most people's. At times it's been uncomfortable, but I've begun to see that it's actually incredibly important and that there's never been a better time to share the way that I think and see with the creative and entrepreneurial leaders out there who need to hear it. This is my podcast, A Higher Level. Everything we think, see, and do here happens on a higher level, and that makes all the difference. For some of you, these are among the most important and transformational conversations you will ever hear, and they will fill in something you may not have even known was missing, but something that is essential for your happiness and transformation. This podcast is all about creating a space for these conversations, a place to explore your deepest and most persistent questions about the human condition, a place to dream, play, and muse about the meaning of it all, a place people tell me only I can help them access, and a place of crucial importance for the human spirit and our future as the human race. On a higher level, everything is vast, rich, beautiful, and deeply optimistic. Join me there now, on a higher level. Hello, this is Aaron of aaronjmarks.com. I'm a visionary purpose coach and metaphysical leadership mentor, and I am doing a quick special announcement for a higher level. So a couple things, actually. You actually feel like I probably have a fair amount to say today. It is December 30th, 2023. I'm kind of in this Christmas, New Year limbo, which I don't like that much. I don't like the energy of this time. I feel like it lacks commercial interaction. And I'm really happiest when I'm out doing things, coaching people, creating content. And it's not that I can't do those things right now, but it doesn't feel right. There's so many obligations to get through with the holidays and in a way, it's like, yeah, it does force us to stop that. Like that's the point of a Sabbath, every holiday, sort of does that. But I was telling my wife the other day, holidays or the Sabbath, it's a privileged concept, because biology doesn't stop, and this thing I call existential friction doesn't stop. Just the nature of existence, which is that physical forces keep moving and the weather keeps happening, and uh, biology keeps doing what it does. So there's weather, we have to heat our homes, and we have to keep eating. So it's like all those things need to keep going. That's why there is sort of an incoherence to the Sabbath to me. And if you read my new book, I kind of touch on that. But if you're privileged to be kind of high up enough on the economic food chain, you can take a break. And I like certain parts of it, but I get frustrated by other parts of it because I really I'd rather be working and kind of in the commercial flow. Anyway, that's just a commentary on where things are right now. But let's see. Long story short, yeah. So I'm going to be redoing. I think I might put bumper music on this one because this one actually feels kind of more like a more substantial episode than the kind of typical blog posts that I put out. Even though this one sort of shares some characteristics of that, but so this may be the last one with the first bumper. And I'm going to be um rejiggering or kind of creating a bumper for season two, um with different music by the same artist, and I don't know how to pronounce that name, but it's called RA or something, or REA. Yeah, just incredibly well crafted and tasteful motivational music. And it's going to kick it up a notch. If you listen to season two with the new bumpers, you'll hear it, and I'm really excited about that. I haven't done that yet, but that's something I'll be doing soon in the new year. Anyway, we are on our way to a New Year's party with friends of ours in Iowa. It's always a good time. But yeah, again, I think
I really enjoy the work I do, and so I'm looking forward to getting back into the flow of that. Getting back to work with clients, and getting back into my content creation flow. But here's the special announcement. So, um, I'm a member of our my local chamber of commerce, the Portage County Business Council. It's Portage County. It's like right in the middle of Wisconsin. And I enjoy the membership there. And one of the things I really enjoy about it is they have this cool program called the Business Exchange. And it's this morning educational session that you can sponsor. So like you have to pay to present it. And it happens every month. And so, if you grab that, you get to kind of expound on really anything you want. Of course, it's helpful if it's useful for the people who attend. Yeah, because it's, they put it out and they market it and people can choose to attend. I've done I think three of them. Might have a tendency being really well attended. I'll be curious to see who comes to this one. Not only how many people, but who it attracts. Because I'm going to be outlining a new direction that I'm going. Sort of a new. I don't know exactly what it is. At this point, it's a theory. And I actually sat down about a week ago because this will be a 5 or 6 part series in season two. And like my intuition was telling me that the next part in the process of drawing this theory together was, to sit down and record podcast episodes about it. To kind of clarify my thoughts. And there's 5 parts to the theory, so it was going to be an introduction of 5 parts. And I was surprised at how challenging it was, and actually how many little parts I bumped up against, and found myself at a loss for words. So that told me it wasn't quite ready, and then I had a little bit more thinking and brainstorming to do. And so at one point I sat down and no, I guess I was taking a walk and I saw all these connections and these ways to frame it, and so I quickly kind of scrawled it all on 2 pieces of notebook paper. And so I have a very good outline for the presentation, I think. But I think of all the episodes of a higher level I've recorded, like those I'm gonna have to re-record because I don't think they're coherent enough. I think they're not up to the standard that I've come to associate with the what I release on a higher level. Which is me sitting down and just very freely, like I'm doing now, freely speaking, with no awkward pauses. There's sort of a free association. There's a stream of consciousness quality to it, but it was just it was too awkward. It was too stilted. There were enough gaps in the thinking where it just it didn't feel graceful enough for me to release. So I'm going to have to sit down and re-record that. So that's never happened before. But yeah, it's a challenging theory to outline and to kind of draw all together, but nonetheless I think it's correct. And uh, there's another part, or there's another series I'm going to be doing in season two, which is the 9 facets of my work. And one of them that I came up with, so I have all these facets of my work, that benefit the the clients I have and the followers of my content. And part of it's like I don't wish this to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. I just noticed that it's true. What I do is hard to communicate, and my clients tell me that as well. That they're like, yeah, this is coaching and consulting for sure, but it's not quite like anything else I've seen. And so I haven't been doing it that long. I'm just over a year into this. And it's something I'm going to get better at. But one day I had the intuition to sit down and kind of list these 9 facets of what I do, and one of them was commerce theorist. It's like I look at all the ways that people want to improve their life, and I I say, okay, well, you're engaging in a form of commerce in some way. So like, what is this thing that we call commerce? And I had that realization. And it's as I was kind of stepping into that hat, right? Of this thing I call commerce theory, I had the sense that we use the word commerce in a certain way. It tends to mean this thing that we call commercial activity, which is the buying and exchange of goods and services. In an economic sense. But I was also thinking, we perform commerce with everyone in our life, though, even if we don't have, kind of a traditional, conventional, uh, black and white commercial agreement with them, right? We have friends, we have family members, we have civic organizations, we have governments. Like these are all forms of commerce. And so I was thinking, it's like, okay, when I call myself a commerce theorist, I'm talking about all that, all these interactions that we have with each other. Um, and I was delighted to find, I looked up the word commerce on an online dictionary, and I am getting into commerce theory here. But if you go to merriam-webster.com and you look up commerce, the second, so there's three definitions. The third one is sexual intercourse, which I've never encountered, although I know people who have seen that. But the second definition is the exchange or buying and selling of commodities on a large scale involving transportation from place to place. That's that's the definition that we typically invoke, right? When we use the word commerce. Now listen to the first definition: social intercourse, interchange of ideas, opinions, or sentiments. And so it's like, okay, in a sense, this whole human interaction thing that we do all day, every day is commerce, right? So commerce is actually, in a very real sense, simply being human. And, I was talking to, one of my philosopher friends, and she was like, well, in that sense, like you could say commerce is simply trading things. And so all organisms engage in a form of commerce, don't they? And so there's this really, there's this breadth to this concept. And if you can articulate all the ways that that happens and all the levels on which that happens, this real explanatory power, which is why I call myself what I do. I call myself the things I do, and say, yes, I'm a theorist of commerce. So if there's something in your life that you're dissatisfied with, I can locate it on this theory somewhere and prescribe a way to improve it, to improve the results in your life, right? Essentially, that's what this theory is about. So, commerce theory, it's going to be a big thing. And again, I don't quite know how this relates to the work I do yet. It's like maybe this is the brand I'm here to build. Maybe this is a division of what I do. I don't know yet. There's an open-ended quality to it that I kind of relish. And frankly, I don't have to know yet. I just know this is a big part of what I'm here to do. I looked up commercetheory.com, and it had been, some people buy domains and they speculate on them just like real estate because they are a form of digital real estate. Someone had snagged it because they were like, yeah, I think there's some juice here. And so I actually paid quite a bit of money to, uh, to the person who was holding that. So I have commercetheory.com. I wrote a book this year. It's called The Complete Science of Human Dynamics. It's available on my website. And that I wrote that in 2023. In 2024, I'm going to write commerce theory. I'm going to write about this theory, about how I see basically all the hidden factors in human motivation and the results that we get. And on January 10th, Wednesday morning, 7:30. So if you're in central Wisconsin, I hope you'll come and join me and listen to me articulate this theory to the public for the first time. Wednesday morning, January 10th, 7:30, Stevens Point, Wisconsin, at the Portage County Business Council. So that's this business exchange. And again, this is my first articulation of commerce theory. This episode, I guess what's legitimately going to be the final episode of season one, is this cool little transition into season two when I start talking about commerce theory more. So to conclude, and to pique your interest, and this is a time sensitive thing. I don't tend to do that on a higher level, but in this case, it feels right. I'm going to read to you some of the promotion I've been doing around this. So here's something I released to my socials and on my mailing list. So again, it's Saturday, December 30th. Happy early New Year, friends. If you fancy some food for thought to take you to take with you in 2024 as you seek to maximize compassion, perspective, impact, and peace, and improve the results you experience in your life, I invite you to join me for my upcoming talk bright and early on Wednesday, January 10th at the Portage County Business Council in Stevens Point. I'll be outlining my new 5-part framework of human motivation and social interaction that will yield abundant, actionable insights and mindset shifts as you work to improve the results you enjoy in every area of your life. I call it commerce theory, and this is my very first presentation on the topic. I've been working hard to craft a meticulous, succinct, potent, and accessible theory that is relevant to all of us, given the universal shape of our socialization. To explain that a bit more, Merriam-Webster.com defines commerce as the following. First definition, social intercourse, interchange of ideas, opinions, or sentiments. And second definition, the exchange or buying and selling of commodities on a large scale involving transportation from place to place. In applying the word, we typically imply the second definition, which I would assert is in fact a subset of the first. What is the ultimate goal of commerce? I'll be sharing my answer to that question and more. It is free for everyone, even non-members of the PCBC. Please register at the website below if you plan to attend, and I'll have a link to that in the show notes. So that's what I put out on my socials. Here's the copy that I wrote for the PCBC. This is on the website. So when you click through to register for that, here's what you'll find. The title of the presentation, Improve Your Organization in Every Way by Understanding the Hidden Heart of Human Commerce, presented by Aaron J. Marks, visionary coach, consultant, trainer, speaker, and author. About the program, we humans engage in commercial activity in every moment of our days and lives. It is simply the pattern that emerges as individuals seek their desires and form or join groups in this effort. Awareness of this helps to improve the quality of our results as we grow in compassion, perspective, impact, and peace. As such, all organizational life is a form of commerce, and all human life is organizational on every level. Understand the hidden heart of commerce, and your organization will improve in every way. Better culture, higher retention, effortless implementation, increased sales, happier people, devoted fans, universal and holistic improvement. Visionary coach and consultant Aaron J. Marks presents a succinct, thorough, and systematic theory of human commerce based on hours of research, observation, and contemplation to help you see and work through the broad universal patterns of human interaction and valuation that flows through your organization with greater and effortless effect. Relevant to business, entrepreneurship, nonprofit, education, religious, wellness, government, municipal, finance, and other organizations. Attendees will enjoy deepened understanding, simplified problem solving, creative thinking, expanded vision, transformed communication, improved relationships, aligned success, and more. Key points to include a succinct yet comprehensive 5-part theoretical model to help you understand the motivations behind all human behavior and become a more influential leader. The doing-being tension and how to translate it into practical life-improving results for yourself, your team, and those you serve. How to make your organizational communication extremely effective by tying it to the deepest and most persistent longings experienced by humans. How to discern exactly the right audiences for your organizational communication. The fascinating ancient history that reveals religion to be the primary driving force behind human society and why this matters for your leadership. How to use the power of theological thinking in your organizational vision, communication, and influence. Why organizational leaders need to think like philosophers, sociologists, and anthropologists. And how to tie your daily work straight to the ontological heart of existence in order to imbue each choice in every moment with profound sacred power so that you can maximize your impact and benevolence. And here's about our presenter, Aaron J. Marks. He's a visionary coach, consultant, trainer, speaker, author, and content creator who guides leaders, executives, creatives, and other organizations to create incredibly aligned and authentic success. His unconventional, creative, and highly intentional approach to coaching and consulting draws from a diverse variety of seemingly unrelated fields to help break thinking out of well-worn grooves, disrupt stagnant patterns, and expose new opportunities for growth, relation, connection, harmony, improvement, and adventure, all the while revealing the deep hidden patterns that govern human life on every level for the benefit of his clients' organizational success and personal journeys. His community includes thoughtful leaders and creators from all walks of life, organizational shapes and levels, all of whom are dedicated to maximizing prosperity and harmony at every point of their influence. His first book, The Complete Science of Human Dynamics, is now available at aaronjmarks.com/human-dynamics. And you can listen to my podcasts, which you're doing now. So I'm very excited about this. I've thought so hard about this theory, and I really, I'm really excited to draw this all into a coherent, a theory of human motivation and behavior with a high degree of explanatory power. Yeah, and it is theological. Like, there is this theological component to the work that I do. It's like looking deep into the hearts of humans and asking, what are we really about? That's the theological component. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about that. And so if you're in the central Wisconsin area, I hope you'll join me on January 10th at the Portage County Business Council to hear my first public articulation of commerce theory. And if you can't join me then, this is going to, start showing up in my content, of course, and I'll have a series about it. Like I said, that I'll re-record in 2024 in season 2 of A Higher Level. So I could keep talking. I feel like I could keep sort of rambling on because I'm in that really enjoyable stream of consciousness kind of zone right now. But I think I'll end now. So this is Aaron of aaronjmarks.com, visionary purpose coach, metaphysical leadership mentor. This has been the final episode, legit, of season 1 of A Higher Level, where everything we see, think, and do happens on a higher level. And yeah, lots of ways to follow me, lots of ways to get into my mind. Check out my new book. I'm really, really proud of that. The Complete Science of Human Dynamics. I'll have a link to that too. And hope to see you on January 10th. But if not, I know we'll continue our conversation as is fit for you. Okay. Talk to you later.
Thanks so much for listening to A Higher Level. I hope that got you seeing, thinking, and acting just a little differently, or maybe even a lot. When you act differently, you get different results. But we need to start with the vision and the thinking. How do you feel? Ready to go and make positive, inspiring changes in your life and work? If so, it means what we're doing here is working, and I would love for you to let me know if this is you. There's a bunch of ways for you to get in touch with me. You can go to my website, aaronjmarks.com, or look for Aaron J. Marks, Visionary Purpose Coach and Metaphysical Leadership Mentor on Facebook, or you can look for Aaron J. Marks on LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever is easiest for you. And if this is speaking to you, I might suggest that you think about becoming one of my leadership coaching clients. In our work together, we'll have conversations on this level, but tailored just to your life and aspirations. You really can't imagine what a difference this can make for your mindset, vision, and results. The first step after learning more about my approach is to book a free, no-obligation discovery call, both of which you can do at aaronjmarks.com. If your intuition is nudging you, don't wait any longer. It is likely the next step along the marvelous journey of wherever you are here to go and whatever it is you are here to do. And I can't wait to meet you. Thanks again for listening, everyone. I'll see you on the next episode when we'll continue to see, think, and act on a higher level. I'll see you then. A Higher Level is the official podcast of Aaron J. Marks, Visionary Purpose Coach and Metaphysical Leadership Mentor. Learn more at www.aaronjmarks.com. A Higher Level is written, recorded, edited, and produced by Aaron J. Marks. Music is by Aryeh. I'll see you next time on A Higher Level.